or Mohammed cannot audit this place. No professional audit firm can audit this place because no system to audit. So the first thing we will advise the Senate to do, and the GSE would do that, will be to conduct a system audit. A system audit is an audit done to see what a system is in place, and if no system is in place, then all the necessary systems are recommended to be put in place. That's system audit. The GSE conducted the system audit. The GSE conducted the system audit within 30 days with the full cooperation of the leadership of the Senate and all senators. And the GSE concluded the audit. System audit. Financial management, employees, and all of that. GSE did that audit. GSE found that the Liberian Senate, as it has been run from time to time, no here, no there. So these are the systems we need to put in place. We are recommending that you put in place. When you put this system in place, your books are clear, your employee listing, standardization in pay, standardization in employment, and other things. When you put them in place, then this place is qualified for transactional audit later. Transactional audit is where you go audit your books to know what money that was given for a purpose was used for the purpose. And some people started to do a spin. Oh, the point won't audit the place. The GSE audited, they did the system audit, and when they concluded, it was just around the time we were going for retreat. The media was there. And we'll come to the media aspect with all these things that go on. The media was there. The GSE presented its report at that retreat and made recommendations. And those recommendations are being followed for us to put our financial system in place. And all the other departments, how to put these things into structure and all these things. So that later on, any auditor or any professional auditing firm can go to that Liberian Senate and audit our books to know whether we're using government money that's supposed to be purchased for sheet, for pen, to do photocopy, anything that we're supposed to account for so that GSE can be able to audit. We went to that retreat, we took the LRA. The LRA, the Liberia Revenue Authority, was there so that the LRA can make recommendations on how we can help together review our code, our tax code, and other revenue laws, so that it can help the LRA empower them more to increase our revenue to $1 billion or more, so that they can point out what in the current laws that need to be amended or repealed, or if no law exists that's supposed to enhance the LRA capacity in revenue collection and generation, then we can add those laws. We took the National Bureau of Concession, NBC, with us, and they made presentation at that place so that they can tell us what have they been doing with the authority we gave them. All the concession agreement and companies here, are they complying? Because the National Bureau of Concession is an institution of government that's supposed to ensure compliance and performance on all concessions and contracts and you know that went through the national government processes. Social development, social development, and corporate obligation, and all of those stuff. If a concession had a concession with the Liberian government and say from year A to year this, they will do this, they will achieve this. The National Bureau of Concession, the NBC, is the institution of government responsible to ensure that happens. We took them at that retreat so they can tell why they're not performing or what we need to do if the law is weak, so we can study the law. If the law needs some attention, so we can do it. We took all these institutions, then we review our own rules. The rules as they are, they're weak. Part of the rules, A senator kind of well late, you can do almost nothing about it. A senator derelict on his function, you almost can't do nothing about it besides suspending him as a senator or expelling him as a senator for grave matters. You want to do confirmation of people who will be confirmed to lifetime or how you call it, tenure job. 12 persons can confirm people over there. 12 persons can pass a whole concession agreement of 25 years, 30 years. We said, no, these rules as they are, we need to review these rules so that we can increase the criteria. So let me make it clear. The Constitution says simple majority of the Senate constitute quorum. Simple majority of the Senate is 16 out of 30. When 16 persons sit down in session to do business, they are constitutionally protected and empowered and authorized. If out of 16 persons, the majority out of 16 persons voted on something, that thing is binding on the country. So if 16 senators or 18 senators went to session and 12 senators voted for something that's supposed to bind this country for 20, 30 years, or put somebody in a lifetime job like in the judiciary on the Supreme Court bench or in a tenure job for 5, 6, 7 years. 10 senators, 12 senators can pass you and you pass. We said no. Let's make it a little tighter and stringent so that 2/3 of the membership of the Senate will be required to vote to confirm somebody in a lifetime or tenure job. 2/3 of the Senate, meaning 20 or more senators, must agree before a concession can pass. Right now, as the law is, 12 senators, 13 senators.
Out of 30.
Out of 30. Once 16 senators sit down for that day, the majority of 16 that vote that day will carry the day. That is why sometimes you are vexed or angry at the entire body when few persons are taking decisions because of the rules. So normally Ganga Lawrence leadership say, let's change it. And in fact, it was brought on the table by some senators. So let's change our rule. Let's make it play a little tighter so that our oversight can be more effective. So that it shouldn't be challenging. And it should be very challenging if we're serious to get 20 senators to pass on something. It should be very challenging to get 20 senators to pass on something. Is it impossible to get 20 senators to pass on something? No. But is it just ordinary to get 20 senators to pass on something without the rigidity and scrutiny? I think it will be more challenging. Those are some of the things we discussed, and we're coming back from Grand Bassa County, from that retreat, and more. To make the place to digitalize the Senate. RT people are now doing all the assessment as we speak. The Senate has Wi-Fi. We are now, the public tired hearing this, but under the leadership of Yomdi Kanga Lawrence, in less than 6 months, the Senate is about to launch its website. If you go with me now to the Senate, you will see the RT people, the web manager, all of them working for us to launch the Senate website. Under 6 months, nobody is complaining that at the Capitol building, sanitary condition is worse, like people used to complain and cry in the last 6 years. Under 6 months, when Yombi as pro tem, and all of us collectively working under the rescue government, these things are happening. It's going to take time. And we're coming from Grand Bassa County, joyous. And somebody just jump said, the senators carry 700,000 for retreat in Grand Bassa County. How wicked can they be? And all of a sudden, we are asking questions. All the senators are supposed to be wicked already. We said no, we didn't carry 700,000 in Grand Bassa County for retreat. Even if we had 700,000, we would not be this insensitive to take 700,000 to Grand Bassa County for a 4-day retreat. Our retreat was budgeted at 50,000. We used 47,000. Even with this clarity, some people still saying that's contradiction. How can one person say 50,000, another person say 47,000? Where is common sense and where the education is in this country? If your budget is 50,000 for something and you use 47,000, how is it a contradiction? If you plan your budget to carry $20 to the market and you use $18 out of the $20 in the market, is it a contradiction? There were about 108 persons at that retreat. The media was there. I don't know which media institution was not represented at that retreat in Grand Bassa County. One media institution whose representation was at that retreat. Let it come now and call say at that retreat, the Senate did not pay my lodging where I slept. That the Senate did not feed me for the number of days I was in Grand Bassa County. Then that the Senate did not give me allowance to come back to Monrovia. And it was not paid, it was just honorary. Retreat, honorary. Staff, security, driver. No staff, no security from the Senate has said, I went to that retreat, the number of days I was there, they did not pay my lodging or did not eat or pay for my own food. 108 persons. We used 47,000. 4-day retreat. Those who say they went to school, they say we're contradicting because the retreat deliberations were Friday and Saturday. So they said the retreat are only 2 days. Those who went to school will know that if you're having retreat in Banga and a retreat starting on Friday, Thursday is the arrival day. A part of the retreat. The arrival day to accommodate people, to lodge people is part of the retreat. The day you're sitting in the hall to deliberate and the day you're departing, if you have a function on that day, it's part of the retreat. Arrival was Thursday. People were lodged beginning Thursday. Friday, Saturday, Sunday. The media in the country that were there saw the Senate in church at the Worldwide Mission Church in Grand Bassa County. The Senate was in church. Senator Sir Joseph, Senator Lawrence, Senator Dillon, Senator Ellis Tyler, Senator Prince Moise, Senator Daba Fabla, Senator, you name them. We all were in church. We made contribution to the church of $10,000 US, even out of the amount. $10,000 US. The Senate leadership spoke, and Prince Moise, as chairman of Ways and Means, made, Edwin Snow was there, Creighton Duncan was there, and you name them. We all were there. Senators. And somebody said, no, you use 700,000. We said, no, this is what we use for the retreat. They say you can't prove that you use 700,000. I've never seen that kind of thing. Only in Liberia can happen. And all of a sudden, people say, we'll return money. Return what? This is no arrogance. This is no cheek to our people. This is the frank truth.
Okay, let's talk a little about the retreat, then we can come to other issues.
Yeah, that's why I'm here.
So that they come back to.
It will extend the time and I will pay. I'm here today.
Okay, let's come back to some of those things you were talking about that Senator Lawrence has been able to do. We've seen the Senate for over decades. Some of these changes that you've talked about were in there. What has she been able to do to convince maybe the government or the president when you as a senators, I mean, you even determine what the president earns?
Let's complete on a retreat.
Yeah. That's a Senate. Yeah, we're talking about the transformation at the Senate. Yeah. All right, because I mean, you talked about the transformation. You talked about the retreat.
Right.
So that's why I'm coming back to the transformation. We can come back to the retreat.
No, let's complete the retreat. The people too particular and interested in it. We'll go step by step today. Even if I go to session today. If the time not enough, I will pay the airtime. I know somebody will say you get plenty of money now. No. This is important. I did not come to seek sentiment or sympathy. Sometimes when you're too silent for a long time, people have the tendency of believing what they're hearing on the other side for a long time. It's time to nip it. And the Senate has decided that nobody will drag us into making them as though they're some king or queen. And by the time you talk, we're supposed to be jacking, especially when you're not talking the facts or the truth. We will not do that. Look at, for instance, let me call my younger brother's name. Martin Colley, for instance. I did not need to do this. Martin Colley grabs the budget and he goes to tell the public the Senate pro tem get a whole $17,000 in her budget for fuel and LU is not open. How insensitive can a pro tem be? Who will not get fed when they hear that kind of thing? But what Martin Colley did not say is that this very pro tem in the Senate and the legislature took the University of Liberia budget from 80 million to 33 million under this current budget. For 6 years under the past regime, University of Liberia budget never crossed 20 million. This year, the University of Liberia budget has been taken from 80 million to $33 million in the budget. When I come to
let's do a bit by bit.
Yeah, I come in. I won't lay on this. I know we'll come back to it next year. I didn't come to defend the pro tem budget. I just came forward to make common sense. And if the Liberian Post case is not right, we'll decide otherwise to go by what the Liberian Post said. $17,000 is not $17,000 a month. $17,000 for fuel for the pro tem. And I didn't come to defend the pro tem, but I came to say what I know because I voted on the budget. $17,000 for the pro tem is $17,000 for fuel for the year. It's not to carry to our house. Fuel for the year, $17,000. So $17,000, some people may have thought it was per month. It's for the whole year. The pro tem has 2 security cards assigned to her by the government because she's pro tem, just like the president has convert, the speaker, the chief justice, and the pro tem has convert by law. $17,000. The pro tem has 1 security card in front, her car in the middle, and 1 security card in the back. It is like that everywhere around the world, or at least as far as I know, places. $17,000 per year for fuel. Break it down. Break $17,000 times 365 days in a year. You can do math. Where to do math? You listening? Don't mind me. Open your ear to the conversation. Let me make common sense. All right. Break 17,000 for the whole year times 365 days in a year. That's about $46 to $47 a day for fuel. 17,000 for the whole year. Break it down 365 days. Break $17,000 down 365 days. That's about $47, $48 a day. You're going to use $48 a day and put fuel in 3 cars to operate as pro tem for 3 hours. Only for 3 hours in a day. To fuel the pilot car, the security car in the back, and the pro tem car. $46 a day. If you break the $17,000 per year. By the time somebody hears $17,000, it sounds outrageous because it's supposed to be a weekend, a this, a that, and some putting that every month or maybe every day. What does the pro tem $17,000 a year for fuel got to do with the University of Liberia that we took from 18 million to $33 million in the budget? Let's come back to the retreat.
Yeah, let's
all these sentimental things we chose as a Senate to be elderly, not to just be responding to this sentimental thing, propaganda. For somebody it's just good to come to clear it, make common sense out of it. Those who still want to be stuck in the mindset, okay, those who want to make sense of it can do.
Senator, honestly, and I know too many persons following have gotten the clarity, that has to do with the retreat. And I know some of them are surprised, hearing, updates from that retreat. You talk about the GAC recommendation, you talk about the Bureau of Concession, and all of those things. But I'm thinking what went wrong, because after the retreat, a picture of you guys merrymaking, that was a picture that was, June. That senators were Buchanan to merrymake, and when they divided monies and they came back and the people are
wasted resources
and those things. And in fact, in the midst of that, one of your colleagues, Senator Amar Konen, in fact, increase the appetite of the people by talking about, giving money back and what really went wrong. You care to just tell us?
So, there are some things they call it pleasant or unpleasant coincidence. The week we had a retreat in Grand Bassam County, I think it was the week of the 4th or this. I was in South Korea from the 1st. I returned on the 8th. I returned on Saturday, and I went straight to Grand Bassam County. So that means that the 7th, the 6th of June was our Chia's birthday. And the senators gathered in the evening. The media was there. Joy FM was there. The question you asked me, Joy FM was there. Let them show us any photo or video of merrymaking at the retreat hall. In the evening, our Chia's birthday, senators gathered to wish him happy birthday. Of course, there was food and drink. Even if there was no retreat, our Chia was still going to go to our Chia house or have something for him at the Capitol. This gone Tuesday was the President pro tempore birthday. They will go begin for a retreat to celebrate her birthday. These common things. The picture you saw, that was our Chia in the evening, our Chia birthday, they gathered to sing happy birthday song to him. What is merrymaking? Where is investigative journalism in the country? For somebody to be brave or courageous to say, I listened to some some analysis on some radio stations, so I won't be blanket and general because it's unfair to the media. Today I'm calling on the team that can do fact check to start fact checking some talk show hosts. Now when they fact check public officials and other be selected, fact check some talk show hosts. Let's name them. How can we be insensitive to use 700,000? So they say 700,000. We tie down, brought it down to 50,000. They say, oh no, 450,000. We can't clarify that other one. Then they change it to 295,000. We can't clarify that other one. We don't have work to do. Once they can't prove they lie about 700,000, they start changing the figure. And every time they change the figure, they say we should come clarify. I see some people saying the protest can go to work 2 times a week. That's because you don't know about the legislature. Some people now see us working on Friday, committee hearing, on Monday, committee hearing. The legislature, you only see us in session on Tuesday and Thursday. How many times we should say? We work from Monday to Friday. That is why I open the Senate to the country. Everything the Senate does, committee hearing, committee investigation, the Senate deliberation, we put it on the Senate page, put it on my page. Suppose the protest can go to work only 2 times a week. The protest go to state functions. The protest goes to work every day. The protest is invited here and there, and it is part of representation. It is not, I didn't come to defend the protest, but I came to say, this is what it is. You agree or not, but at least you have heard what it is.
Let me come back to the question Tama asked relative to one of your colleagues, Senator Amara Conan.
Yeah, right.
And he posted, and after Martin came up, he said that he was taking some money back that he felt he should not have gotten. What exactly was that? What money did he get? What money did you people get that he felt that it was illegal and he was carrying back?
So the thing is simple. The question is not for me. The question is for my colleague Amara Conan to say what money he received and what did he take back and where's the evidence that he took it back. Less journalism in the country. So now you post on social media and say, your friend carry money back, what you own to?
So Senator, can you state for the record that you people never...
For the retreat?
Yeah.
We didn't take money. For the retreat, we keep saying, we didn't take money for retreat. How many times print money? You know why people don't believe people, anytime you're saying something, they don't have time for it. What point mine is made up. We did not get money for the retreat. And I'm sure that's what Amara probably has understood. That is why maybe he has not refunded. Maybe he did, but I haven't seen the deposit slip. Because if you refunding money, government money, there must be a purpose and a line item from the budget that you return. Maybe he's got a clear understanding. Maybe he deposited it and he keeping the deposit slip. Maybe he has gotten the understanding. He has not refunded because we did not get money for the retreat.
So in this situation, who do you blame? The public or your colleagues? So how come, Senator?
We blame ourselves.
Yeah, because you saying the information is not...
Amara Conan wrote English.
Yeah.
Amara said the information was all bundled up. So the public is right to be confused. In as much as the Senate received a constituency allowance and a committee hearing allowance, it came just at the time for the retreat. So they have to be bifurcated. The people who know English and people who know about budgeting and financial, it means when money come in bulk for plenty different things, you got to take out the different, and for a bifurcated. So Amara Conan has said that he received daily subsistence allowance. Go in the national budget and in the Senate budget, nothing there for the thing called daily subsistence allowance. So I believe he has found that he didn't receive money for any such thing, so he cannot refund any money for such thing. If he did, thank God. Then when we see the deposit slip, maybe then we'll start to talk about it.
So one thing that's confusing the public is you submitted a budget to the Ministry of Finance, which has about some 200,000+.
Correct.
And this was also posted.
The letter was badly written.
This got the public also.
Yes, that was we blame ourselves.
So what? Can you explain more about that communication? This is where the confusion is coming from.
We blame ourselves. The letter to the Finance Ministry was badly written. If you writing be clear, the Secretary of the Senate, the Finance Department, that letter is the reason why we are clarifying retreat, that we went to do good faith, good leadership intention retreat to come help reform the Senate so our oversight can be more effective. Today, everything we did at the retreat is lost today in this, you received it, you received it, who refunded, who will refund this. Now, honestly, it's painful when you have to struggle to explain good intention thing gone wrong or propaganda. That letter was poorly written, and the justifications in that letter for request for fund was just bad. And because of that, we've taken action as a Senate that no such letter should come out of the Senate, out of the Secretary of the Senate office. It will be requesting for $1 million from the budget. Be clear about what it is for. If we can't justify it, then we should remove it from the budget. If we got to be running away from what's in the budget, then it means we should take it from the budget. Some people say the budget, that law, but you're the one passing law. That's true. We'll have that kind of discussion for us to review some of these things, to change some things. Why do you think the Senate removed 30,000 from our budget? Because I made it public after many years For the first time, when I became senator and received that $30,000, we made it public. The Senate got angry, the public got angry because there was no proper explanation for that money. So the Senate removed it from her budget the following year. So every time things are exposed or things come to the public is our employers. So when they are not happy with their employees must listen or explain to their employers for it to make sense. Why this thing is like this, why it is not like that. So yes, the retreat, the outcome of the retreat has been submerged into this propaganda and all these misinformation, for which reason the retreat appears to be unnecessary to the public.
Sure.
That retreat was very necessary, overly necessary. The cabinet has had retreat. There was not zero expenditure. The House of Representatives has had retreat. Ministers have workshops, seminars, retreat from the budget. It's not meaningless, but the impact of what the outcome and the impact, how it is felt by the public and the people, is what should matter.
Yeah. So again, in a nutshell, because this is really meant for clarity. In a nutshell, the over 200,000+, it was a kind of bulk figure. So what was it about?
So the day you receive your school fee, your car pay, your rent money. I'm not saying we're receiving rent money. I just making a genuine because all they paying rent. The day you receive your car pay, your school fee, your boat pay money, your shoe money, and you luckily receive it the same day. It is not for school fee alone. It just happened that you receive all the same day. So Prince Moyi and we have explained this thing. $10,000 since Joseph Boakai rescued government. We have had no budget until we passed it in May, April, and then it was signed in May. So all the backlog of budgetary provisions, we asked for some. Coincidentally, it came just at the time we went for the retreat. It's just you ask somebody for your school fee, another person get your shoe money and your car pay at the same time, your boat money at the same time. Somebody said the man get plenty of money for his school fee. No, it's for different things. We admit that letter to finance ministry got us into this. First, the propaganda was intended to tint the retreat. So they came with a guess game. All the poor carried 700,000 grandmas or candid to Merrimack. When we nabbed them, exposed them, and tied them down that they could not prove because they were lying, then they went for other budget allowances. And so you see, the thing they received. It was not for the retreat. And that's the key thing. We will never carry that kind of amount for retreat. The cabinet will have retreat again. The executive will have subsequent retreats. 2 weeks ago, the president of Liberia had a retreat leadership meeting with the leadership of the country, the judiciary, the legislature, the both houses, and the executive were at the ministerial complex. It was not zero-sum meeting. Nobody received allowances, but there were services provided that were paid for. Somebody will say the money the president used or the executive used to call meeting of the legislature leadership and the judiciary leadership to meet with the executive leadership, and the water they drank there, the food they ate there, it was all about tablet for JFK. Somebody will still say, but these meetings, you know what the president achieved as a result of that meeting? In that meeting, Boakai showed elderly statesmanship. Boakai brought his government together. He's the head of the government. And things that people will ordinarily want to say outside, they said it in there for us to self-correct as a government. That's leadership. But someone will say, that money they spent over there for water, it was supposed to buy crayon in one school. Any amount you spend, it was supposed to do something elsewhere. I can understand that.
So Senator, the legislature has come under attack. And there is no other way I can put this, because there are things that happen in the executive, happens in the judiciary. There is that much public outcry.
Yeah.
We just talk about the retreat. The executive had a retreat, and as we speak, the executive has not informed the public as to how much was spent to conduct that retreat for days.
So honestly,
the public concentration is focused on the legislature.
Yeah.
What it has been in this way.
So I didn't come for us to compare the branches of government.
No, I'm just trying to give, you know.
The legislature is the political place. The lawmaker and the public work minister and the chief justice. If they live in the same community and the road is not good, they will come to the lawmaker. They will not go to the public work minister house. They will not ask the chief justice or anything. They will come to the lawmaker. The lawmaker, the minister of finance, and the civil service director living in the same community. The civil service who are not taking pay will not go to the finance minister or the civil service director. They will come to the lawmaker. We represent these people. They see us first before they see all these other people. A minister doesn't care if he doesn't want to lend a hand, because he feels he owes nobody but the president's confidence. We who are elected by these people, not necessarily by the hand or we give them, we are accountable to them. They see us first. We the one they know. And until we reach the place where they see reason why the people can't go to the chief justice or judges in their community to help face the role. They see reason why they have not come to the term that the public work ministry is responsible for the role. We have to ensure that the public work ministry is empowered budgetary wise and by law, enabling laws, to make sure that our role is faced. Until this civic common education is done and we have a change of mindset, it is what it is painfully. That you will leave the public work minister right in the community, the finance minister right in the community, the chief justice in the community, and the lawmaker is supposed to contribute, maybe personally, to facing our community role. When we get used to that kind of thing, it's difficult to change it. And I don't want to make the debate about me. You hear some people say they don't mean. Yeah, you get 10% IE for something, you able to get 3% something, the 7% vest. They say you mean. And you able to get whole 7% something, the other 3% say you mean. Because you will give everybody, and it is still no justification for us to unnecessarily increase anything in the budget in the name of it is law. You see, we must compare oversight. More robust on oversight, maybe may change things, but for now, it is a challenge. Seriously. So the people will not talk about the executive retreat. The judiciary, they meet once in a while as a judiciary body under the leadership of the chief justice. The people don't talk about that. By the time the lawmakers meet, that's problem. They say, why would talk retreat outside Moscow? Why would do it at Capitol building? All of you who in the media, we able to do retreat at Capitol building even on Sunday? Even on Sunday? In fact, say tomorrow holiday, so no official work. Yeah. All lawmakers meet tomorrow. Let's go do retreat at the Capitol building. That place will look like ordinary working day. Ordinary working day. Why do you think the executive don't hold cabinet retreat out in a mansion or at the ministries? Why do they go out to the ministerial complex, or when they go to other counties, they use other private or public hall? Because it is, you want to be in an enclosed environment, restricted. You want to have quiet time to concentrate. So why not have it at Capitol building? We can enjoy the people critique, but sometimes the critique must be reasonable and on the point. That's our point. We've got to change. Without criticism, constructive criticism, we keep doing the same thing and think, okay, the people are justified to criticize. But when you criticize from an informed position, so that it can be better.
So, Senator, still with the legislature, I know I will close up on this, and Kevin is probably will pick up. But I want to know about, this is trending in the country. It has to do with, lawmakers complaining about vehicles.
Right.
And I want to be specific with the lower house. I've seen lawmakers going to work with keke and all of those.
Right.
Yeah. Do you people get vehicles every 3 years, and how much is it?
Yeah. So
how much do you get allocated in the budget for vehicles?
So before I became senator, during the early regime, for instance, and I'm believing that at the close of the UP government under Ellen Johnson Sirleaf, lawmakers, they were not buying cars for lawmakers. They were giving transportation allowance to lawmakers. That transportation allowance was about 30 to 36,000 every year. Based on that, I said, if I'm a lawmaker and you give me $30 to $36,000, I will buy a used car. Transportation allowance for lawmakers. Government always will buy a car for lawmakers. But if you give a transportation allowance to lawmakers for work, to do the work, that's about $30,000, $36,000 every year. So Ellen Johnson Sirleaf government...
And that's more than 100,000 every 3 years.
Yeah. Ellen Johnson Sirleaf government changed it to say, we buy cars for the lawmakers for 3 years. Every 3 years. When I became senator, the policy was already on the books now. It was already on the books now. And that Senate that I became a member of had already purchased vehicle for the late Jerry Dean. Now, if I refuse that car, which will sound pleasant, which will be logical, that means I will never get a car to do the work of the people, because the new policy, and it is law, that they're not giving lawmaker personal money, transportation allowance in cash. They're giving them one car for 3 years. If you put their yearly transportation allowance together, that's over 100,000 in 3 years, which was very high in my view. Now it's 45,000 every 3 years. That means, in effect, it's $15,000 every year if they were giving lawmakers the money for transportation allowance. This explanation or justification may still sound alarming and annoying to some people, but they need to hear the history. Where is the media when we open the Senate to the country? All the media people in the country can be in the Senate, both audio and video. 2 years ago, when we returned to session in January, I said it is time for us to review the vehicle policy so that we can extend from 3 years to 5 years. I didn't say it in my office. I didn't say it in my car. I said it in the Senate chamber when all the media people were there. So that let's review this policy and extend the 3 years of purchase of vehicle for lawmakers to 5 years. Some of you were there. Right? Good. The argument, especially from the lower house, and that's where the 3 years came from. If you do 5 years, that means representative will get one car. And senators may likely get one car or two in 9 years. You think it's easy to change money laws when people are supposed to benefit themselves? The House doesn't agree. The House doesn't see it like that. It will change the law today for us to get one car in our entire tenure. I'm ready today.
So
I have made this proposal. I have put a bill on the floor for us to make $5,000 a month. How many civil society group? How many times anybody are written say we join Senator Dillon that a bill must come out on the floor so that lawmakers monthly salary can be $5,000? How many?
Okay, so just to remind you, this program is being relayed on Prime FM 105.5, Punch FM 106.7, OK FM 99.5, Joy FM 101.5, and Cool FM 91.9 FM. My name is Tommy Kennedy. I'm here alongside Kelvin Deming of Prime FM, and of course Anthony Tama of Joy FM 101.5, and we are in a special interview with Montserrat County Senator Abe Dillon. So we continue with national issues. And Kelvin Demi is right here, and let's.
Sorry, I was not formally introduced. That's why I did not ask some of the questions from the initial time.
I called you before.
No, you're not the host of the show. You're not the host of the show.
My apologies to Kelvin, but you're that consistently.
That was the reason why. But I've been here ever since. But anyway, starting from the car issue, 5 years. Why 5 years? Not, 1 year. Sorry, why not one car per the term? I know you said, yeah, you will support it.
Yeah.
But the question is, why not one car per the term and why 5 years?
So 5 years better than 3 years. So now change and improvement can be incremental, then it be steady. Firm. To take the people from 3 years to 6 years may sound annoying and unacceptable. So take it step by step. I'm proposing 5 years. Not because I'm senator. If somebody say one car per term, whether you senator or not, I'm ready. I didn't come to clean myself up yet. I have made these proposals. They are documented. The video evidence is available even right now. The media has it. They sometimes, some of the media cherry pick what to report. And every media institution gets its own editorial policy, so that one you can understand it. Everything I do and say, I document them, especially on behalf of the people. Now I personally pay somebody way, they are documented, no. But my work function, I document them. I have put a bill on the floor. Look, if the people understood that they are our lawmakers, who's supposed to be friends with the oversight over us, with their pressure to make us do what they want us to do for them, that same pressure, when they put it on us, then we will have the oversight over the other institutions of government and other authorities of government. We will learn to be effective with our part of oversight. But the people, in my view, they are not effective with the oversight over.
I heard you mention Senator.
So 5 years is a start.
Okay.
And I'm not saying it now because the people talking about this vehicle. I said it 2 years ago in open session. We have a tradition in the Senate that when we return from break, we can't give brief of what our break was. When we return to session constitutionally in January, every senator is given 5-10 minutes to present the agenda and this and that. 2 years ago, I said it.
We could agree with your proposals, depending on what lenses we are looking at it.
Right.
Some could say, yes, it makes sense. 5 years is a gradual adjustment. Some could say, well, I agree with the one car per term, 6 years for the House of Representatives, 9 years for the House of Senate. That is the argument for the next few weeks. You'd also propose that 5,000, is something that you'd be willing to take. Because it is law. You cannot, as an individual say, well, I want to take 5,000. That would be disrespectful to the law. What other else in terms of benefit you think that should be adjusted?
So, you tell me, we took 30,000, which was 2,000 a month, to run the office of a lawmaker and to engage the constituency. We brought it down to $800. When you all say we receive 10,000 in a few days, it's $880 per month for the last 6 months, since January to June, since the budget has just been passed. The country is still angry. So even if you bring it down to $500, somebody will say it's still too plenty for a month to run the office of a senator. Somebody will say it's still too plenty. So I'm looking for a proposal from the public. We won't cut it off at all. The only thing we work for is our salary and reduce our salary. No money to buy shit. No money to, when you call us in the community, we're not giving you money for your baby diaper or for your wedding. But when you call us in the community, how do we pay for the rental of the hall, the chairs, the sound system, the transportation to bring all of those things? How do we pay for it from our salary? We need to have a conversation about it. Sometimes these things can sound alarming. It can sound annoying.
You mean for the constituency or agriculture break?
There's no agriculture break.
Okay, whatever which ways.
No, it shouldn't be whatever which way.
The constituency break, is that what you're talking about?
Yes.
How much is allotted for that?
Right now it's $880 per month to run the office of a lawmaker and including constituency engagement.
$880 per month.
Yeah.
Okay.
For it used to be $2,000. Now you have about $30,000.
So it used to be $2,000 per month.
Yes.
And that's how this 30,000
Right.
issue came in.
Right.
So, before Kevin, maybe
as
before
it is
Kevin,
now, how much more should we reduce it, or should we just move it from that
So
completely?
it's 10,560.
Exactly.
10,560.
So that's the 10,000 that you
you
got.
heard about this few days. They
Per
said that
annum.
the whole year.
Okay.
And they said,
Instead of 30, right?
instead of 30, it came down to 10. And the people say that money will carry retreat. That is why we say we did not receive that money for retreat. It just happened that it came around a retreat. That is why I say the day you receive your school fee, your car money, your boat bag money, your shoe money, and market money, coincidentally in a pleasant way, the same time, it does not mean that all that money for school fee. It just happened that it came at the same time. So it is 10,000 now. How much more should we reduce it to or buy? Or should we remove it at all? I mean completely. When you open the line, I won't hear my people speak to me. Just were angry over that 30,000 and we took it.
So that's one side of the argument. $880 times 12.
Yeah.
That's 10,560.
Yeah.
Per annum.
The whole year.
Now the other side of the conversation is what's the justification of these breaks? How do we know that the lawmakers? Let's talk about you because you're not going to speak for the others.
Right.
Do you get involved into these breaks, engaging your people? If so, how? Community engagement. If so, how?
It's easy to know. Follow my page. Follow my social media page. Now everybody won't follow and everybody is not on social media.
Everybody will follow.
Yeah. So, but then again, the media selects what to report. And so you can blame the media because they're not there to promote one lawmaker because he won here. When you go to communities, you engage your people, it's supposed to come in your year-end report. What you did, who you met, what community you met and this and that. You think I can't put on the microphone, maybe somebody will say that's a clever way of saying it. You know, it's not my function, but I live in my community. I took front hand loader in my community. And I did recondition in Rosemont in my community. I don't need to say the rest, the personal things.
No, but I have a fundamental problem.
I know that the personal thing we don't need to say.
We are living in Monserrate County. Granted, you don't want to say the personal thing.
Yeah.
But there are ways that we should be informed to be participatory.
These kind of engagements can help to inform.
No. The off-radio type.
Right.
Now, if you go into Broadview, for instance, it's part of Monserate County.
Correct. Correct.
Whether I'm following your page or I'm not following your page, there's a way, there's a conduit on how I get it.
Do you believe that when a school invites me in Tori, because I'm senator, it's constituency visit as well, and it's part of functional representation?
Is it?
Yes.
Okay.
Do you believe that when a community having community league, now it's sounding funny, it's sounding unrealistic. When a community having community league, I don't talk about that. I don't think you can be doing about community league. I talk about because
So you're following.
and they invite you because you're senator and you got to make some contribution to that community league. It's part of representation. It's part of constituency visit.
But the crux is we as constituents
Yeah.
to say what we want you to do.
Correct.
I agree. Let's agree that
Correct.
all of those parts you mentioned
Correct.
are quite implicit. But
Correct.
then the main thing is what you all want me to do.
Right.
What are the recommendations from the people?
Correct.
That is regardless of which political slide.
So, for instance,
Yeah.
the people in Clay Ashland, the only thing they want us to do for them is their bridge. That bridge in Clay Ashland, we not put money in a budget for that bridge 3 different times under the past regime. This administration, those of you who follow the hearing with the public works minister, I specifically asked him about money for that bridge in this year budget. Then the minister said the government has paid for that bridge construction, but the company ate the money or can't account for the money in the bridge lying there. I know that I did my part to appropriate money in the budget under the public works ministry for them to do that bridge. The public works minister, the current minister now tells us, the Senate, last week, that the money that was in the budget and collected for that bridge was paid to the company and the company ain't paid. I'm asking the minister, the current minister, what are you doing as public works minister? Because I don't care how I'm angry for that money. I can't prosecute that company because I'm not in the executive.
Have you communicated that to the Clay Ashlanders?
They know about it.
Okay.
They know about it. They have heard us talk about this on the radio. They follow some of the Senate hearing with the public works minister. I got some calls from Ashland telling me thank you, along with Senator Sir Joseph, for our stance for that regarding the Clay Ashland bridge issue. And the current minister of public works said that he had written the Ministry of Justice to go after these companies so that they can do the bridge. Meanwhile, they're finding money in the budget for that bridge. I mean, in the public works ministry budget, because there is a bulk figure there for feeder roads and intervention and all of that stuff. They will allocate some so that they can start to make some intervention on that bridge. That's representation, that's advocacy for your people without having to buy somebody paper table.
But most people
Those are the
think
kind
that,
of things we talk about constituency engagement.
so most people think that constituency break comes in when you as legislators are officially going for a break. And there where this 30,000 and stuff most often comes in.
Yeah. That way it used to come.
Okay, that's where you used to come in. So but this constituency break where you normally take a break as legislators and all of that.
Correct.
There where most of the focus has been.
Yeah. So and because these things are not explained to make sense, by the time the money, if someone was giving $800 every month and coming on time, maybe it will not sound alarming.
Have you got your $45,000 for your car?
No,
Have you gotten the car right?
No, I haven't even put in for car.
Why?
Because I'm not ready.
Why about other senators? Have they got in the car?
No
Since
senator,
the coming of this government.
no senator, as far as I know, has received car. Maybe they have, but we have not gone through all the processes. I'm not even thought on taking car yet, and I hear folks on some radio station saying even Dillon not take money for the car.
But some members of the lower house are accusing you
The
that
senators.
you've gotten yours.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they're hearing it from some media institution.
No. They are a serious branch of government saying they use preferential treatment. You are being treated, not you as Abe Dillon.
You hear some members
but
of
the
the
Senate
house.
is a body.
You hear some members of the house say they're treating us with preference, and they give us $700,000 to care to.
Very senators?
I say some
The representatives?
Yeah, because they believe that. You hear that? Listen.
So we are quoting them.
No, listen. Yeah, please. Today, July 3. Today, July 4. Thank God, a big day. American independence. If I have put in for car, if I receive money for car in the budget, I will resign today. If I don't resign today, if anybody show proof that I have put in for car, I have gotten car or I got car money under the budget for the 5,000 already. If I don't resign today, I am authorizing Monserrato to protest against my being in the Senate. You see, we don't have energy to be clarifying all this propaganda every day. Some people propaganda for 2029 is coming too early. It will catch up with them. Senators and national leaders, we don't have the time and energy to be on the radio every day. Somebody say, oh, they don't want people to go to, no. And you don't challenge media people who get their microphone in front of every day and every night, and that they own a job to be in front of the microphone. Once that's not your job to do, you gotta be careful how you responding to them. Because when they get in their feeling, they just say anything on the microphone and the people believe it. You are in problem and that person look like injured. Let me repeat, today is July 4, 2024. There is a particular media institution in the evening that have made the people to believe that even Senator Dillon has gotten $45,000 for a car. And in fact, they're not taking the $45,000 car, they buy car on a price and eating the money. Dillon not getting on the money. My name's I can understand that. I haven't seen a country where even you buy and you're trying to be good, the country say don't be good, let other all remain bad. They will be sure you low buy in and out of the public, so nobody can have the moral standing to speak to these issues. Today, July 4, the way people want to see there already, I can't get rid of them now. Today, July 4, if anybody show proof, and it is proven as at today, that Dillon has received money for car from government, $45,000 in his budget, and that he take the car, he take the money. Or senators, I gotta be careful so that I want to be clear with myself. That Dillon has received car money on this budget. Oh, help me God, I will resign today.
But you are speaking fully on behalf of yourself.
Yeah. As far as I know, the Senate has not gone through the processes complete to get car, to receive cars.
What does that mean?
Meaning, you got to go through the budget processes, through the finance ministry, the financial document, letter of purchase, and all that things have to go through. As far as I know, it has not been done. I have not even thought on taking car. But there's a radio station in the next day, they don't already finish taking the car. Their job here where they now start for 2029 propaganda, and I'm even thinking about 2029. I want to get in the seat early. The car issue, today, July 4, 2024, if I have signed any paper, if I have received any money, if I even thought on taking car yet, and I've already gotten it, as we said, I will resign today. And if I don't, when the public find out and I don't resign, I am authorizing Montserrat County to protest for my resignation, forced compelled resignation. But you see, we get energy to whole day be clarifying what people already have their political propaganda motive. This thing will catch up with some people. And one day allow my ticket call with me. That ticket business not teach me sense. That ticket business not teach me sense. That when I'm saying something, I better be sure and courageous with the truth about it. All the thing about retreat, 700,000, this and that. Dillon. Every time they say the Senate not doing it, they say Dillon there too. Dillon there too is with motive to bring Dillon down, so that Dillon can appear to be like everything else, so that nobody can have the voice or the courage to speak.
Okay, Senator. Let's come out of the Senate a bit. You are part of the United Parties Alliance, right, and this is a government that you supported and you still support. During the retreat at the ministerial complex, we listened to one of the ministers of state, specifically Mama Kability, who talked about some 285 earth-moving machines that the government was able to get into to help the counties. After some time, when the media took it and some senators, some legislators had an issue with it, the Minister of Information came and clarified that at no point in time, in fact, the government had not gotten those 285 earth-moving machines, and that whenever the time comes, they're going to go through all of the procurement processes. But recently, we listened to the minister talk about some of the machines are already at the National Port Authority. As a legislator, have this reached your consent about this 285 moving machine?
When the president nominates people and put it on the executive marshal website, the Senate is not officially informed. When they broadcast it on the radio as breaking news that the president has nominated his persons, the public service announcement. When the president writes, the Senate through the president pro tempore, as required by law, and it gets on the agenda and is read on the floor, then the Senate is formally, officially informed that these are the nominees for confirmation consideration. As it is, there is not one Liberian who will tell you they want the yellow machine. Institutionally, as a Senate, that rumor. The day the president writes the Senate, and I want to be clear on the record, the president writes the Senate and says, I want you to ratify a document that has to do with 285 yellow machine. Then we will ask the question, because the executive has to tell us if the machine have been purchased, how they were purchased, where, why. No communication of that magnitude should be informational to the Senate. There must be approval by the legislature before certain things are done. We want to know where the machine is coming from. How did the company get involved? Was all the transparency questions we asked. But I'm a senator. Then I go here on ERBC or on this station or any other station that the president has nominated Kevin Deming as deputy minister. Then I go call Kevin Deming to the Senate to say, come for confirmation hearing. On what authority? The authority that gave, the thing that gives us authority to act in the legislature is official communication. When the president writes the Senate and says Kevin Deming has been nominated as deputy minister, it depends on which entity, then we send it to that committee responsible, then it is formally before us. That's where we ask questions and do our job.
But
right now,
yep.
We just hear about the yellow machine. We happy to hear it. We happy for yellow machine to come, but the processes will have to be followed.
Perfect. Senator Dillon, I want us to touch every conversation and every aspect of the yellow machine.
Yeah.
Are there ways that the yellow machines could come in country without the formalization of informing the Senate? Like, for example, some person said, if they were gift, do you still need to know? Because partisans of the Unity Party are posting pictures of the presence of these machines at the port.
At the port, yeah.
You know, and we are also hearing from people close to the president that as soon as it reaches the 800, the 285, you know, they will start to do a public display.
Okay.
I want us to touch every aspect of it. Are there ways that the Senate, maybe the 885 arrive and then they just drive?
So let's assume that we won't be proactive with someone, the finance minister, with someone, the public works minister, with someone, everybody in the executive. And we say, you can't tell about the yellow machine. And they say, enough for what we do.
That's a different case.
No. I said that's
in this situation, the Minister of Information was very clear that some of the machines are here.
Okay.
So you think it should not concern the Senate?
Of course.
At this point, that's
the
very well.
The minister was very clear.
So the president is the head of the executive. By protocol, by law, the president has also received gift from foreigners or anybody beyond $250 US. In the law, if you do, you must declare it. When the president writes we ask these questions. Where the machine coming from? Who gave it to us? Why? On what basis? Who selected this company? These questions must be asked.
Why if it is a gift?
If it is a gift, the code of conduct must be declared and turned over to the head of the institution for public use.
Senator, if possible, we'll see what happened with the public work minister. The public work minister are very clear. He said he apologized. And that's it. So why if at the end of the day the government comes out and say, lawmakers, we're sorry, we missed the procedure. This has been happening.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
And you are justified with that. I was not particularly happy, and normally I let happy. But sometimes when you vote the way you vote, then you gotta single all yourself. I was presiding the day the plenary decision. Presiding officers don't vote; they don't participate in the debate. I was part of the joint committee that was supposed to investigate the public works minister. That committee report pardoning the public works minister, I did not sign it. Trust me, if I had signed it, that my signature page with my signature on it was going to be the headlines of the newspaper and talk shows. The fact that I did not sign it, the fact that I was presiding and could not debate to vote against that report, it didn't make news. I voted against President Boakar's first $41 million expenditure budget. I voted against it. I'm a rescue senator. How many institutions carried that I voted against our own thing because there were questions that were not answered on that $41 million expenditure request? I voted against it. I didn't want to play hero. That consistency. I voted against George Weah's budget because there was no domestic debt list and other programs. When President Boakar asked for $41 million expenditure, $5 million was there to do domestic debt. I asked for the list, I could not get a list. I voted not yea and nay, not in my office, not in my car, in session, on the record. You understand? So, we are standing by what we did yesterday, and we are doing it, even on our own administration, we're doing it some different ways. For instance, if I saw something that was wrong, I went to the mansion to the president. He said, Mr. President, I came to advise on this one, it's not correct, we should do it like this. And the president changed it. Do I need to come outside again to talk about that thing? That's what I got key for. When you get key, you don't know the door. You use the key and open the door and go in there and correct things. And when someone didn't have key, plenty of things were going on. Probably missteps and all of these things. We are arresting some of these by using the key. The ones that come to the public that are not correct at all, we stand up. Where has the media been when I am standing against my own president on the way he applying tenure law? Where's the public? Even some of my rescue friends are not happy with me because I am not all of voting yes. Let's take the pull from the tenure job and pull our friend in there. Some of our friends are not happy with us. But at the change we came for, change means change. If we're against Joe, we are misuse of tenure law. We can't clap for Boakar misuse of tenure law. We got to stand up. We're standing up. Some people are not happy with us again because they think we're in a way for the job. You know, yeah, how many times you hear on the media? We made the effort at the Senate that any nomination to tenure job, until we understand the tenure issue and put it into clear perspective, nobody to tenure job will be confirmed here if there was no vacancy. If we're removing somebody from the tenure job to put somebody there, we've decided that we'll put hold to it. Because we're not enabled the executive to do that. If there's a vacancy in a tenure job and the president nominated to that place, will confirm if the person fit the job. But in no vacancy, you just move because you won't put other people there. In the Senate, we have made a determination. George, we are Senate would not have done it. They were going to pass those people. All these integrity issues, governing issues, we're standing up for the country and in keeping with our consistency to hold our own self feet to the fire. The media don't carry these things. $50,000 budget, I mean, for retreat is the only topic in town.
Senator, okay, let me come in there, I'll come back to
okay, yeah, quickly.
Yeah.
We're all matter rising.
Yeah.
And these things from your latter, comments, a short while ago, they're growing disenchantment. I'm speaking specifically about people who supported the rescue train are now displeased, unhappy about the way things are. Notably, Martin Colley, he just announced that he left the rescue train. Of course, Representative Yeke Koluba and Stanton Waterspoon and some other persons. I may not know all the names. What have you? These are your allies. These are your friends, I'm quite sure. In just between 2 to 3 months, we saw them publicly, being very displeased and altering these as their displeasure about the government. What have you to say about that?
Let's be rational here with this question. So another thing before I answer your question, I was on Spoon one-on-one, and I expressed that I wasn't happy that the president had not declared published his asset, because we were committed to the public that would do that. When they talk about the president had not published his asset, they said, Dillon, I ain't talking. Maybe I needed to cost the president. Then I'm talking. Does the public know me to be one who can insult to make a point? The public doesn't know me to be like that. I said I was displeased, I was disappointed. The president had published his asset. That's checking. That's being a rescue member fighting to correct some missteps without having to insult and be rude. You see, Yeke, I got no moral standing to condemn Yeke.
Before you go to Representative Yeke, back to it's quite new.
And the same question.
On the asset declaration thing, I know you had to. You were one of the persons who said, Mr. President, you have to declare your asset.
Correct. No, you have to publish it.
You have to publish your asset.
Correct.
Were you disappointed?
I expressed that I was disappointed.
Okay.
Just because I'm disappointed does not mean that I'm going to leave what I made. I must stay there and correct it. That's why people who truly mean something and did not expect personal thing out of it. Those who can fly, travel and fly by plane. No plane picks up and immediately settle. There's some very discomforting moment when a plane pick up. It got to reach its height before it settles. Then a pilot announced, you can now freely move around using seatbelt. We have reached certain altitude in the air there, and you can move around. When a plane picking up, it's not an easy thing. And sometimes when it is the early start can make you know some of your very committed members who are there for the good, who are there for themselves. Listen, I've got no moral judgment to pass on Yeke Koluba. Yeke is my small brother. He can deal with me every day. I can enjoy that. When he said the tailor can sew my trousers on me, I can put myself on the machine, the tailor can sew my trousers on me. I understand all of that. But Yeke, only change George we are named to Bwaka name. He changed Cloud we are named to Katuma Bwaka name. The same Yeke yesterday, the same Yeke today. What he changed? The only thing Yeke fan base have flipped. The you people and other of the rescue mission who are clapping for Yeke and putting his hand up for his re-election for doing exactly what he's doing now. Citizens were unhappy at that time. Today, citizens are happy with Yeke. Rescue people are happy. Yeke fan base flip, but Yeke still the same Yeke. He get changed George we need to bug our name. Simple. When he was doing it to George we were grooming him and protecting him. He's doing it to us now. Well, who am I to condemn Yeke? The thing you guys said about, let him hear, then maybe you will not talk. Just arm people talking point by doing the right thing. If they say the thing bad, and it's actually bad, change it. Then the person will not have that talking point. And Martin Colley, one day the public will know why Martin talking. I will leave Martin. The public will know later on why Martin talking. As a mature person, you don't say everything on the microphone when you mature. You don't say everything, writing everything when you mature. The public will get to know why Martin talking.
Why?
Okay,
why he's talking?
Yeah, why?
Okay, I just want to
yeah, why he acting like all of a sudden.
Okay.
And follow a trend that certain officials in the government he will not touch. Those who get sense and listening, get their eye to grasp, they will grab it. That thing, it will come on later. I'm not giving Martin the attention he's looking for. He's my younger brother. He has right to critique us. But when you come and you say it is insensitive, for instance, for the pro tem to get $17,000 for the whole year for few, because LU is not open, then you can't tell the people that George Weah budget was $18 million for LU. Their rescue budget is $33 million for LU. What does it do? How does it tie in with the pro tem $17,000 for few? The fourth constitutional official. It's not for our house. It's not for our house. $17,000 broken down by 365 days. Some people say, oh, you can go to work every day. The pro tem is an official of government who goes to function, and everywhere the pro tem moves, the pro tem is pro tem. Everywhere the president moves, the president is president. Whether it is holiday, whether it is Sunday, whether 17,000 broken down by 365 days, that's about $47 a day for fuel. And if you put it in 3 cars to move around, functioning as pro tem, if it stay too plenty, you take all the cars in from her one time, let her be walking. Her budget, the pro tem budget was $33.3 million last year. This pro tem budget is 1.5. If you don't see that progress in that reduction, it's up to you. The targeting numbly too early for 2029. You can't fight grace. You can't fight grace.
So, Senator, before my colleagues come in, then we can take a few calls. Basically, I'm concerned about this metage deal at the National Port Authority. The recent, we saw the Commerce Minister and a few others who appeared before the Liberian Senate, and they were talking about metage, and we hearing about, I think, 2 or 3 different institution, maybe with the same name at that place. And we also hearing that at some point the Senate is not aware of some of these things. What exactly is the problem with companies coming to operate in Liberia, and at some point the Senate is not fully aware of some of these companies, working in Liberia or operating, to say?
There are plenty of stores over here in the Senate, plenty of stores in Wallace, across the country. There are plenty of companies operating in Liberia, the Senate, because there are threshold requirement for the legislature to be involved with concession for ratification. One store or one company operating that Wallace, or for instance, Fuda Corporation. The reason why we know about Fuda Corporation, because it's been here, people can buy rest from there. But Fuda Corporation has not got a concession huge enough for ratification. So the Senate will not know of. So the same with METEC and CTM. Those institutions or those companies did not meet the requirement, or at least were not brought before the legislature. And the past regime was more like a gang regime, and people like to hear. You bring institutions in a free port that will increase the economic burden on our people, and they get a volume of contract. And institutions of government are reflecting or arguing as to whether it should come before the legislature or not. And the legislature under the 54th was clear. that he was supporting George Weah and worshiping Weah. So we were only a few there who were speaking up, but we didn't have the votes enough to change things, some things. Some of the things we changed, it was because, for instance, why we going to wait late? So I take my picture alone, I put it on, I said my one insertion, then everybody start coming to session. You know that one man radical attitude. I said, I'm not putting my hand out to vote. I just did it on Senator Lawrence leadership. It's called. At Tuesday, there was something where many on our rule they wanted to vote to raise our hand. I said, I'm not raising my hand. We have changed this rule here that we'll vote on the record on critical national issues and we'll do year and day on procedural issues. Why are we raising our hand? One time under the Weah administration, in order for us to change and reform that Senate, for us to be voting on the record today, I voted. I said, I will not vote year and day to pass a budget. They said, okay, then we'll raise our hand. I said, okay, that progress, at least people will see who voting. I raised my hand. I voted yes on that item. The following item, I did not vote on it. The newspaper and people on social media used the old paper the time I raised my hand to vote here, that the old paper they used on the other thing I voted against. And they said, yeah, they put them on for that thing. So I said, I will never raise my hand to vote here. I will either say yes on the record or no on the record. If I'm absent, the record will carry that I'm absent. The media can give you that. So the CTN thing, it is the same. Now we are seized of this matter at the Senate. The CTN discussion on what to do to make the appropriate recommendation to the executive is on the agenda today. It is on the agenda today. The Senate will debate that report. I'm a member of the ad hoc committee on the CTN. The Senate will debate that report and vote on what we would do or we should do regarding CTN. Method, maybe next week. We'll do these things before we close for the Independence Day break. The things that are in the recommendation will be debated today. I'm trying to get ELBC to carry that session live, so more people can listen to what we're doing in there today, especially on the CTN. Because
today?
Yes.
Okay.
Today.
Okay.
CTN got to demonstrate that they are here and performing the services. And if they are performing the services, why are they charging what they're charging? If they're charging $1 in Liberia, how much are they charging in Ghana if they're there? How much are they charging in Ivory if they are there, and why? If we say we don't want CTN, the services CTN providing, do we still need it and another company will still have to come provide it? All of those questions will have to be answered for us to take our decision. And we'll take our decision. The most the Senate can do is to take a vote, take a decision, take a vote, and forward the recommendation for action to the executive. When the executive won't do it, the people will still blame us. And they're right. Because when you make recommendation, you must follow up on your recommendation.
My final points,
yes.
Gentlemen, I beg.
Yeah,
my final points are 2 points.
Yeah.
There are reports that the payment for the 285 yellow machines is total around 54 million.
Right.
And His Excellency Mr. Boakai has written the legislature for an initial payment of 34 against the 54.
Your information?
That's what I'm hearing.
Oh,
so
okay.
Is it true? Yeah, that's one. The final one is that you are the Senate Chair on Foreign Affairs.
Yeah, foreign relations, yeah.
Your critics believe that.
I'm also chair on the Committee on Information, Broadcasting and Tourism.
Oh, okay, then that's good.
I'm privileged by my colleague's blessing for me to be chair on 2 committees in the Senate.
But this one is in the context
Co-chair
of
on one and
Foreign
member
Affairs.
of plenty.
This one is Foreign Affairs.
Is it not an issue?
Foreign Affairs.
No, when senators agree, sometimes you everybody agree for you to do something because they believe they know you can do it.
In this case,
it's a privilege and blessing to get the confidence of my colleagues.
You traveled about 2-3 weeks ago to South Korea.
Yeah, yeah.
For the summit. So now we are hearing that other countries got a lot in terms of millions of dollars. Liberia got only, they said, we signed a lot of MOUs, Can you tell us exactly what did we get from the recent visit?
He said the country that I went, they got millions of dollars. Man.
The critics said that only MOU, bro.
How much Kenya carry?
Tell us, you were there.
No, you said my critics said the other, because Kenya, they were using Kenya for example. And President Ruto of Kenya carried a container full of money home to Kenya. They signed paper too. There are conditions that must be met in order to get that, to access that money. They didn't sign paper and say when you go home, we're sending the money behind you, or yet the paper will sign, carry the money with you. We went to South Korea. It was a privilege and a blessing for me to have traveled with the president. And by the way, in my humble little life, this is the second privilege I've had to travel on a presidential delegation. First, it was with Madam Ellen Johnson Sirleaf. Not many Liberians get that opportunity. General Assembly, and now as senator now, the privilege and the blessing, the grace of the president, travel with him to South Korea. And by the way, it's about 30 hours translating from country to South Korea from Liberia. And throughout that time, I sat with the president. The same flight was sitting together as seatmates, Papi and son, president and senator. So when you have that kind of opportunity with the president, you have time to talk plenty of things. You understand? Yeah. It's a blessing, grace. We went to South Korea. This is the first South Korea Africa Summit. The year Africa-America Africa Summit, Europe America Africa Summit, the Arab House, they are the Chinese. This is the first South Korea Africa Summit. I'm looking for the time when we have Africa European Summit, when all the European leaders will come to an African country, when all the American leaders will come to an African country, and to be hosted. But South Korea is now beginning this interaction with Africa. It's the first. We went there to make the case for Liberia.
Sorry, what's the benchmark? Because all of the countries didn't get to benefit.
Because it was not a place where everybody go benefit. When you make your case, sometimes there are prior negotiations before the summit. We went with a purpose. Let's go showcase Liberia and fight to get investors and investments to come into the country. And so the memorandum of understanding reached by all leaders was signed by President Bouaka. Trade with Africa, technology, transfer of knowledge, the knowledge of technology, and all of that stuff. Then our foreign minister and our investment people who were on the trip with the president, including the Minister of Agriculture, of course the Minister of Information was there. They were keen on attracting investors' interest into Liberia. And so we signed about 7 MOUs with investors and investment companies to come pay attention to Liberia, can do feasibility assessment, study on the ground in Liberia, and where you are interested, Liberia is friendly to business. Liberia is friendly to world business. And we achieved that. So I'm not the member of the executive to give you daily update as to whether some of these investors or companies have come to Liberia, but I can clearly tell you that one of those institutions have already visited Liberia.
Which?
So I may not have the name already, but I can put you in contact with the foreign minister, and you can be assured that one of those institutions have already come to Liberia.
And their interest is in what?
So they are doing exploration.
Okay.
They are exploring. And so our visit to South Korea was not to come back with a bag full of money. No country left from Korea, South Korea, with suitcase or container full of money. Everybody left from there with some commitments, networking, and how you follow up. One of our problems, especially from the previous regime, was go to the conferences, take all the pictures, prove that president we have met the person in the hallway, and then that's it. No follow-up, no building of network. We, under the rescue government, we are keen on doing follow-ups, building network, so that when the time comes, our people can see and start to benefit.
The 285 machines.
They have talked about the president request
some alleged
initial payment
money
from the legislature. Did he write?
And I'm speaking as a senator, and not only as a senator, as a rescue senator and a member of the leadership of the Senate. I am unaware. Maybe if he did, he might have sent a letter yesterday. Today is session. If it is there, we know. Up to now, no.
Why you don't want to confirm local officials? I'm getting
Which local officials?
Superintendents, commissioners.
We have superintendent, we have assistant superintendent.
Yeah, but the local government officials.
The one you got interest in.
No, not the ones.
The city bureau for Breville. Call that one specific.
No.
The generally get particular interest.
So
now I was saying, the man in the report is about this battle.
Is there
the issue about Monserrato, especially Monserrato local officials, will clear up today.
Today?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, today we'll clear up. I have issues with the procedure.
Okay.
I have issues with the procedure.
What issues are?
I don't know about any appointment of local officials in this county as a senator. In keeping with our spirit of consultation.
Do you need to?
In keeping with our spirit of consultation between the executive and the legislature, especially the Senate, I did not know. But the president and I have worked that out.
I don't understand when you say you did not know. What do you need?
I was not aware. So, UP, every part of the rescue mission, apart from me being senator, who was the lead of the campaign for Monserrato? Was it not Darius Dillon?
It was you.
It was me. Superintendent to commissioner to district township chief. I don't know anything about it. So, but the president, in his wisdom, we have discussed that. We settled it.
You wouldn't know everybody if you have to submit the names to you.
For no, you're not getting my point.
Consultation.
Consultation.
Okay.
Consultation. There are some counties where the legislative caucus did almost all the recommendation. How can I be a senator of the county and a politician, for that matter, a political person who campaigned to win Monserrato? Senator became senator of Monserrato County by the grace of God and the people's blessing with this law CDC over here 2 times, and will be there in Monserrato 2 times on the presidential ballot, October 10 and November 14, 2 times. And this campaign was led by me here. If I can make one recommendation for commissioner or township chief, you think something wrong? So, but the president in his wisdom and his good grace, we have discussed that. We will we'll discuss. We have discussed that. So we will conclude the confirmation of these officials today.
From 1 to 10, can you grade the government in the first 6 months?
In the first 6 months, I gave us 7.
7.
Yes. We're not doing too well, but we got 7.
And what are those areas you have there?
We doing missteps in almost every area, but all the places we're making missteps, the good is greater than the missteps.
So, Senator, just this quick question before I take before we start to take calls quickly. In an event where you found out as the legislature that the executive acquired, for instance, this 285 machine without your approval, what would be the stance?
Come again?
In an instant where the executive goes ahead and purchases the 285 machines without your knowledge, what can the legislature do?
You know, this is a very serious question. I don't know why you kept it for last. Maybe the executive believes that the country will get fed with the legislature and will say, why you got a machine without going through the process and carry it back. Let's open the line, let us. If the president and the executive have already purchased the machine, it means they got their company, they already selected the company, without coming to the legislature. If the legislature has the spine and the courage to say, you breach these processes in keeping with good governance practices, carry the machine back. Open the line, let us the public is ready.
So will you vote against it?
If all these public processes are breached, I will review the record and decide what to do.
Okay.
Yes.
0778-177-658 is the number to call this morning to be a part of the program. This program has been relayed on Pram FM 105.5, Punch FM 106.7, OK FM 99.5, Joy FM 101.5, and of course Cool 91.9 FM. Kelvin Deming, of course, Anthony Tamai and myself, we are right here drilling the senator through, and some of those questions that you've been asking, maybe you still have some issues with some of those questions asked and answered. You can go ahead and ask a question. 30 seconds.
Let me advise. Anybody who call, they deal with me, your leader. Some people get a master. All the thing we thought they come
Sorry, the folks say you're too fast with the number. So
okay, 0778-177-658. 0778-177-658 or 055-767-227. 055-767-227. Now people, you know, I don't pick calls on my line. You please, you know that one. Let's take this first person. 30 seconds. 30 seconds per caller. Let's take this first person. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning.
Yes, sir. Let's hear you.
Good morning, especially.
Hello? Okay, let's take another person. Good morning.
Morning.
Yes, sir. Welcome. Let's hear you.
Thank you very much. My name is Melvin D. Brown. I'm calling you from Town, district number 14. Let me say good morning to my senator in studio. Firstly, I listened to the senator and a serious argument on being chair of the foreign affairs of the Liberian Senate. You know, senator of Moswalo County said they went to South Korea. Their government, this rescue government that have had all of this experience, said they went to South Korea just to make commitment and to sell Liberia. Is that why he's telling us as citizens of Moswalo County? This senator is a way of foreign policy. This senator, not to say us as an experienced senator, as a government official of this country, to say to us, you went to South Korea. Mr. Black and who have said as fast for 20 years. That's the only thing we went to South Korea for was to sell Liberia.
Okay.
And to come back with what?
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Let's take another person. The points are clear. Let's take irresistible pruning. Good morning, Chief. Welcome.
Tom, I want to thank you for bringing Senator Dillon on. Really encouraged. The controversies, and I like Senator Dillon when he said, let remain with the retreat. I want to thank you for bringing on our senator on. I also want to thank an experienced Kevin Demi, adding a flavor to Tom Green and Tama. Kevin's presence is highly recognized. To fight the questions, I want to appreciate you guys. I'd like to begin with Senator Dillon. The senator said something. Trust me, the executive is playing a very smart game. I do agree on the yellow machine, what a loan agreement, what about lateral should be forward to the legislature. But just in case, those machines that the news we're hearing that they are arriving appear at the port and the legislature said no, there will be a protest. The people believe that we should get our yellow machines for the reconditioning and the expanse our rules. But trust me, any of them, trust me, the money will not go against the money. So for believe at least they can see before we prefer a machine that's selling $10 million, $100 million to Liberia, they believe that something will happen. So they believe in those machines. Last I'd like to ask the senator this question. Senator, why is it that you, Senator Amara Kone, Senator Bocha Sepe, and Senator Protem Yobli Kanga always the topical issue when it comes to the Senate. And the rest of the other senators are redeemable.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you so much. Let's take another person right here. Right. Good morning. Good morning. Okay. Let's take this person. Yeah, sure. Good morning. Good morning. Hello. Okay, let's take another person. This. Well, hold it, London. Good morning. Yes, sir. Welcome. Let's hear you.
Thank you so much. Good morning. And let me say good morning to Senator Dillon, the Senator. Also, your city panel, Kevin Dame, and your other colleagues. This is Samuel G. Kevin from Bushrod 98.1. Let me appreciate you for the so many topical issue that you highlighted. I think, Senator Dillon, I may appreciate you. But the issue is, don't feel discouraged and don't feel, intimidated when you see somebody who support you in opposition who will question like, why you got the imprint by when coming to the retreat. The issue here, we should have clear explanation or documentation for the angle of the Senate Secretary who's able to explain to her, even at the website of the Senate, where will not be allegation and so forth. But when somebody told it on a pay that, you 50,000, somebody says for the 7,000, somebody says 700,000, it raised eyebrow. So my recommendation, whenever you guys go to in the action or whatsoever operation, let it be clear to everybody that we will have one central idea, everybody can refer to. And my issue about governance.
Okay, Chief, that's what we'll take just 2 more calls and then we'll go back to the senator. He has to go to work. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning. How are you?
Pretty well, thanks for asking. Go ahead, let's hear you.
Thank you very much, Robert Noko, for this society. Good morning, Senator. I listened to you this morning. I really like what you are saying, but this is one thing I really want you to tell me. What you are calling for, that the post to join you, the civil society group and whosoever, there are certain things you want happen in there and not happening. And you raise it and people are not actually coming there. You want us to join you to raise it. Some of us had in mind too. We are ready because we listened to you when you came at the Bangalore football field during the election. When we were introducing the rescue father and the rescue mother. We listen to you and some of us were able to interact with you, but at this time it is difficult. How can we get closer so that we all can join this boat to fight this evil that is coming around or is around us? How can we do it? How can we get to you? Because it's like you in a line there now. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Let's take this final person. Folks, we actually had to dive into this thing more, but the senator has to go. Good morning.
Good morning, Thomas.
Quickly, let's hear you.
How are you doing? And good morning to our Senator, Senator Dillon. I am Fanny Gray, the National PRO for the Rescue Response Team. Senator Dillon, I agree with you. You know, this is not a surprise to me as the best citizen. But Senator Dillon, I agree with you 100% with whatsoever you said this morning to the Liberia people. And we know, and you remain the best senator ever in the history of Mama Liberia and most of the country at large. But Senator Dillon, our team met you so many times, and we are still looking up to our leaks, move up to our. Hello?
Go ahead, Chief, go ahead.
Senator Dillon, our team and our chairman doesn't find we have met you all the time at your office, but you are not giving them to also. Senator Dillon, we beg you, we want to meet you again, please.
Okay.
Fanny Gray, my name again, and respond team.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Let's go back to the senator. We're sorry, the man is happily 11 already, the man got to go.
Yeah, thank you. Thank the callers. Look, I did not come here to ask for sentiment. I did not come here to make anybody look bad. I thought it was time for us to nip something. The propaganda for 2029 is getting loud and too early. I don't have a problem with that. But come with the real thing. I said some striking thing here, and some people just come in until I'm going to close with it. I have to go to session. You know, I don't take my work lightly. The radio station then Alliance said Dillon then not take car, especially Dillon not take car. Already they gave them money for car, And our some members of the house now here, they say they protesting with Keke. And just to attack Dillon name. Dillon now get car. He not take the money for the car. Today, July 4, 2024, as we speak today, is as up to date. Darius Dillon has received money for a car in the year budget. I will resign today. I get a lot more radio station the opportunity now. So I made 2029 politics shot for them. If we have received any document, any amount for car, this year, me, Dillon, so far, I will resign today. If I don't, I'm authorizing Monserrato County to compel my resignation. The retreat was meant for good. The retreat is good. If you just come in, I can rewind everything, listen to it again if you, I will ask the station to replay, and those of you on the social media to follow. We did a lot at that retreat. And for politics, wrong propaganda, some people decided they get through $700,000 on that retreat, and nobody thought that the retreat was necessary because they were angry for that $700,000, which was a lie. Even the truth about the 50,000, it can make it fair because the intent was not to get angry at how much we spent at the retreat. The intent was to make you believe that we did something wrong. Today in the Senate, after we pass on our retreat outcome, the Senate will not be voting the way it can vote on left-hand job and tenure job. We reform our rules. The Senate will not be voting in small. Right now as we speak, 12 senators can pass a chief justice or a 30. Right now as we speak, 12 senators can sit down and pass a judge, left-hand job. Right now as we speak, 12 senators can sit down and pass on somebody who went in a tenure job for more than 4 or 5 years. We said no, we'll review it to make it, to increase the threshold to 2/3. 20 out of 30 senators must agree. 20 or more out of 30 senators must agree on these issues. We took LRA to that retreat, Double Jala then were there, for us to review the tax code, the laws. So we see what in our tax code, current law, we can amend or repeal, or if it does not exist, so we can make the enabling laws to increase our revenue to $1 billion and above. We carry the National Bureau of Concession, NBC, to tell us why the concession companies are not performing and nothing happening. The law we gave you to go to authorize you to ensure compliance and performance. Why is it nothing happening? And every day there's noise with the concession company. Tell us what happened with the law. If you need more empowerment, let us know. All of those things we're coming with. When Yombi Kanga Lawrence became pro tem, she asked the GSC to audit the Senate because we want transparency. The GSC said the Senate as it is cannot be audited by any auditor or professional auditing firm because no system here. So the first thing we do is to audit, do system audit. The outcome of the system audit, we took it to the retreat with GSC so that the recommendation to us as to how we put the system, financial and other system in place, how we can start to get it to work. When you get system in place, then later you can do transactional audit, which is to go see what our money spent was used for the purpose and the processes will follow. Right now, the GSC say even Muhammad can audit that place, Jesus Christ can audit that place professionally because no system there. So the first thing we need to do is to do system audit. They were doing the system audits for the radio station and said, normally they're running away, they won't audit the place. The GSC said they can't audit the place the way they run from JJ Rawatan. Normally in leadership say, you can audit, do system audit so that when we put the system in place, then later on you can do transactional audit. All the negative propaganda for politics and 2029 politics to make some people look ugly already, to make some people look fun, people sponsoring people to make other people, all that thing that will not work. We were not speaking not because we were guilty. We were not speaking because our national leaders, you don't be running behind every little talk. I have sat with President Bwaka many times, one-on-one, and say some things to him about our government. I do not have to come in the public every day to say the same thing. There's no need to have access to the president. But when it is publicly wrong, when we go in there and get corrected, we have to stand our ground, Senator. That is why I publicly disagree with the president for delaying to publish his asset. Thankfully, he has done so. That listening president. I disagree with President Bouaka publicly on our various phone talk and said I was disappointed that he had not published his asset. 2 weeks before we traveled to South Korea, my name was on our list. I publicly disagree with President Bouaka. He didn't move my name. We traveled together. I sat with him, sat right by him in the next week. In our job, they were going to move my name on that because they can't withstand you talking truth to them, even in-house or outside. That's the kind of president we have. I publicly disagree with the president on how we've been handling the tenure law issue, moving people from tenure. One poor people there, even some of my friends are happy with me because they say, what do I want to prove? I publicly disagree. We made a case in the Senate that nobody to tenure job will be confirmed until we straighten the tenure issue because bad governance yesterday should not be practiced today. That's what we came to change here. And many other things. I voted against President Bouaka's first budget for the $1 million expenditure request because I did not see domestic debt list. What happened with the national budget in 2024? Boyma Kamara brought the domestic debt list and all senators got it. All representatives got it. And we went through the budget. So when you hear all this noise, look, we can understand. The University of Liberia budget came from 18 million, never passed 20 million before under George Rias's year regime. This year budget, we took it to 33 million. The education budget, the education sector budget in this current budget is 111 million. When $10 crayon is not in one public school, they say the senator there for the say 111 million for education sector, out of which the University of Liberia has 33 million. I'm challenging the media. Don't praise us. Do critical analysis of the budget. Do independent investigative reporting when you hear some things. I'm challenging the fact checker institution to fact check when they talk show hosts. The nonsense they can be doing, the foolishness they can be doing, it need to be checked. They will lie on you when you sue them and they say the media are not threat. The media are not threat. It's wrong. You just get the public riled up on the wrong things. It is wrong. In closing, I want to say thank you to everybody. We here. The people who are rushing for 2029 are the benefit. Are you thinking about 2029? Thinking about 2024. 2029 will play SF. Start rushing.
Independent Human Rights Commission, there are issues there, matter arising from your eye.
That's my closing argument. Yeah? I would say that when we are sure.
No. Why you don't want them to end up like LDEA. Yeah, so what are you doing to remedy the situation at the Independent Human Rights?
Yeah, I know about the trouble there. I understand the marshal is handling some issues, and the Committee on Judiciary Human Rights at the Senate, of which I am a ranking member. We are also seized of this matter. Their issue at the Human Rights Commission is a spillover. In fact, they not close door on one another over there from the weird regime. That's when they tell you people there that you can't move easily, and I'm disagreeing with the president to get move anybody from tenure job unless a cost is established in keeping with the law. So what they're doing there, they are creating costs for removal. But I'm not going to make any public statement on who's right or wrong over there without due diligence of the proper, investigation and information.
But police didn't answer his question.
Which one? Why they attacking? Why all they always talking about me, Nyomi, Amara? That the country now. All of them in 2022, after the country beat us for $30,000 in 2021, and we made a case in the Senate to remove that $30,000. 2022, some members of the House, I was breaking on spoon in the net saying, I want to break news. We, the members of the House, all in the House, will not receive our second $30,000. The whole trumpet team, including Dillon, a member of the House, I'm a senator. They message, oh, Representative got 30,000. They changed the whole topic. They don't receive too. Even a coward with all the thing they do, he said, I said representative. They were forcing it to cross the road because they don't need to be mentioning anything negative. So it looked like they don't have force so much, no more voice in the country to speak, and all are okay to be in the darkness. Is that the kind of country? All the things they do, no nobody can learn. Now, some people already fighting for 2029. We know them, but you can't fight grace. That thing they do not. What in a country, even you buy, you say, hey, God, I buy, I won't be good. The country can get very asking you, why now? When you realize that. When you see some radio stations, some talk show, them who not know nothing about journalism, they just, they said, the senator that are finished receiving cow, they don't receive their own money too. I'm challenging the credit today. If you show proof that I'm not even talk about car this year in the Senate on our budget, I will leave their job today. Today. If they can show proof, we use $700,000 for retreat. I don't belong in the Senate. But how can you keep proving something and the person who say that I think you did, they can't show you proof, but they're insisting that you lie. It means the person get motive and mindset. 2029 politics ain't reached yet. When that time comes, these babies will take it from you.
Okay.
These political babies are running around. When we decide for politics and 2029 politics, these political babies won't be around. They will have been diminished already.
Thank you so much, Senator Abe Dillon, of course, there. So we'll just wrap up with my colleagues, Kelvin and that of Tama. Kelvin?
I want to say thank you to all the radio stations, Joy FM, Prime FM, Cool FM, OK FM,
Punch
FM, and the host station here.
Some of these stations that you were talking about in the night, why you can't try to
Well, I can't control it really. No,
you didn't call me, so I'm not calling you. It's a one station in the night. So
no,
why you can't try them in the night? Why you can't contact the station in the night?
No. You see, if you are hosting a show and you say something and the person is saying against, they come to make honest clarity and you be there in the thing you say that you are. It's useless to be there. And if all your panelists won't give different, independent opinion, and you say your opinion is what you want to take and you subdue it, then it's already planned. It's for motive. All that things some people doing, the time is coming soon.
Thank you to Bushrod Radio, followed on behalf of Prime FM, a great show. To my colleagues who broadcast this live online, I want to say thanks to Senator Dillon for inviting us to make a representation.
Yeah, Tama.
Yes, that was great. So, thanks to the senator.
Okay, folks, thanks to all of you for following. We appreciate it so much for following. Thanks to our colleagues who carried it live. Thanks to Prime FM 105.5 for carrying it live, Punch FM 106.7, OK 99.5, Joy 101.5, and of course Cool FM 91.9 FM. It's been a good show. Thanks to all of you for following. We'll talk to you guys within the next time the radio permits us. Until then, Torment Kennedy is the name. To have yourself, so God bless and a wonderful one.
Bushrod Radio carry live the Senate session today. I'm calling ERBC to also carry the Senate session live.
Okay, no problem.
Yeah.